Good morning. My name is Dr. Angela Winter, and I am in the music department. It has been my pleasure to work with Andreita for 3 years, and to see her grow in a variety of styles and skills in trumpet playing has just really been inspiring. She just gave her recital hearing 2 days ago and played everything from Baroque to modern trumpet playing with such skill that it was just really inspiring. One of the things in talking about preparation for her recital was making sure that we honored the skills that she came to us at Adams with. And she came with a vast knowledge and expertise in the world of mariachi. And it's just truly been my honor to actually learn from her about this genre of music. And she's put together a lovely presentation to share with us today. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Winter. As she mentioned, my name is Andreita Duran. I am a senior here at Adams. I am a music education major and a trumpet performance major. And today I will be giving a presentation on mariachi and the culture that it represents. Before I get into the actual concept of mariachi, I want to say something about music in general. We as humans share certain traits, no matter what race we are, what religion we believe in, or our age or our gender. There are certain traits that we all share, and one of these traits is emotions. There are 6 basic emotions that include happiness, sadness, disgust, fear, surprise, and anger. And it doesn't matter what part of the world we come from, every single one of us shares these emotions. It's a universal language. Music is also a universal language to us because we all recognize it and we all can cultivate it in our own way. And this mariachi genre is just one of these unique parts of us that we share. So the word mariachi has a couple of meanings to it. It does not necessarily mean the style of music. The 2 meanings of the word is to refer to the actual player, to the actual musician itself. So the male would be referred to as a mariachero, and the female a mariachera. The word mariachi can also refer to the actual ensemble as a whole. So if you were to say the name of a mariachi, you would say mariachi and then repeat the name after that. The phrase mariachi music is only used to refer to this style in the English way. The instrumentation. You have the las cuerdas, there we go, las cuerdas, which are the strings, and the only instrument that falls underneath this category is la violin, the violin, because it has melodies and it has counter melodies. And you do have other stringed instruments, but that falls under the category of la armonía. And what that stands for is the rhythm section. And underneath the rhythm section, you have 3 different instruments. You have your traditional guitar, la guitarra. You have la vihuela here on the very right, and it kind of looks like a smaller guitar with a big back on it. And the strings have a higher timbre, it has a higher tone to it, so it gives the rhythm a more percussive tone to it. And then the big, really fat guitar that you see in the middle is called a guitarrón. And that is the heartbeat of the group. That is the bass. And then to the very left of the guitar, you see el alpa, which is the harp. And the harp is not too common nowadays, but you still do see mariachis using it, especially in competitions. You have la trompeta here at the bottom, and you have the voice, because the voice is a very important instrument in the mariachi. Almost every single mariachi song does use a voice in it, and every single member of the group has to sing. It doesn't matter if you are a soloist or if you are singing with a chorus, every member of the group will use their voice as an instrument. This is my friend here, Pepe Aguilar. Por mujeres como tú, look it up. La traje. I have some pictures in our next slide to show you, but before I show you, I'd like to explain to you the uniforms that we wear as mariachis. The uniforms came from the uniforms that were worn by these Mexican cowboys when they were having their Mexican rodeo. And the ensemble took these uniforms and they adapted it to themselves to make the musicians look more elegant. So you have los pantalones, which are the pants, And with the botonaduras, which are the conchas that run from the hip down to the ankle. And these conchas not only run down on the pants, but they run on the sleeves of the chaqueta, and they run across the chest. And sometimes you see different vests that go along with these chaquetas. You have the cinturón, which is the belt, could be embroidered, doesn't have to be. You have the botinas, which are the boots, and I am actually wearing a pair of my mariachi boots. They have to be knee-high. And you have the moño, which is the necktie that goes around the dress shirt that you are wearing underneath your chaqueta. And these moños can be embroidered if needed. And the color of not only the moño, but of the traje itself can represent your mariachi group. For example, when I was in high school, I was part of Mariachi at Tigre. Our colors were orange and black, therefore our trajes were black with orange embroidery, and the tie itself was embroidered with black as well. And it had our initials MT on it. And you have your sombrero. Not all mariachis wear them, but traditional ones do. For the women, there are full-length skirts that replace the trousers that the men wear, and they also have the conchas that run down to their ankle. All hair for women had to be uniform, and the traditional hairdo for a mariachi is a French braid with a hair bow tie either attached to the top or the bottom of the braid. So here's a couple of pictures. Right here on your very left is the traditional traje worn by the Mexican cowboy. And you can see how the style is very similar, and they have the necktie and they have the conchas here on their vest, as well as the conchas here on their sleeve. You have the female mariachi, which does not have them running down here, but it does have the embroidery at the bottom. She also has this vest underneath her jaqueta, her sombrero, and her tie. And then you have the male mariachi, which also has this embroidery upon his jaqueta and his pants, his sombrero, and his tie. And he's using his instrument. The history. The word mariachi, there are several theories surrounding the origins of the word because it is not actually truly known. There is a theory that it came from a French word that pertains to marriage, and there is another theory that it came from the native word used to make this dance platform in Mexico. And this dance platform was made out of the wood of a pia tree. And on this dance platform, these ensembles would perform on, and these folklorico dancers would dance on. And so it is said that the word has originated from that. Its birthplace is in Mexico City, and there's actually a picture here of the plaza in Mexico City that is the greatest mariachi plaza in the world and the most popular. And we have statues of performers with the different instruments, and it gets a little smaller, but there's one right here and there's one going down, so they have them all there. This ensemble had originally began before even being established as a mariachi. It had begun with vihuelas and guitars and violins and a harp. And the guitarrón was added at a later time to replace the harp because it was a little bit easier to carry around, but there are still harps used. The trumpet was also introduced at a later time in the 1940s, and I will get to that in a different slide. So there are different styles in mariachi, and your most popular is the son. It is the most common, and it's usually in a triple meter, meaning it has a 3/4 or 6/8 time signature, and it has many syncopated rhythms and full violin bows and very punctuated trumpet parts, and very upbeat, very peppy, very happy. And the example, I'm going to play for you about 30-second snippets of each of these so that you can tell the difference between them. And the one I'm going to play for you is called La Negra. this La Negra song is known as one of the standards of mariachi, meaning that every mariachi in the world should know this song and should be able to play this song. And the reason being for that is because it's very well known and requested a lot. And I can't count how many mariachi concerts I have opened with this very song. So it's very well loved, and people will know it and they will ask for it. So it is something that every mariachi should know. The second style that I'm going to point out is called the ranchera, and it is a country style of song, and it's very sentimental, and it can have a variety of themes, and some of these themes can involve love, or they can involve heartbreak, and they trigger all sorts of emotions. And the example that I'm going to play for you is also a well-known piece, and it's called Cielito Lindo. The final style that I'm going to point out is called the bolero. And the bolero is the slower part of a mariachi song that kind of has to do with, once again, feelings of love, very romantic themes. And the example that I'm going to play for you is called Solamente una vez. So those are the three styles that you will see most often when you listen to a mariachi group. And these songs are all part of a group that people will most likely recognize and most likely want to hear. A couple of mariachi superstars. There are so many of them, so I only included three for now. And the three that I'm going to talk about is Pedro Infante, and he was a Mexican actor as well as a performer and a composer. And a lot of his compositions are recognized and requested. And he inspired the man below him. This is Javier Solis, who was also an actor. And he is most well known for his boleros and his rancheras. All of these, this timeline right here was all inspired. So he was inspired by him, and he was inspired by him. This man over here with the colored picture is Vicente Fernandez, and he is known as El Rey de la Música Ranchera. So he's known as the king of ranchera music, and he is one of the most well-known mariachis in the world. And as I said, he has been inspired by those who have come before him. And he has made so many songs popular, and two of his most popular are El Rey and Volver, Volver, are also two of the standards of mariachi. Mariachi Vargas de Tecalitlan, try saying that. This is known as the greatest mariachi in the world. It is also known as the oldest ongoing mariachi in the world. El mejor mariachi del mundo. And this mariachi was established in 1898 by Gaspar Vargas, and he passed it down throughout his generations. So his sons took over the group, and then their sons took over the group. And they are now still going strong, and these are the members that are currently there. And in 2009, I believe, I had the honor of meeting the vihuela player Rafael. And he came to the small town of Taos, New Mexico, and we played at Antonio's restaurant for about 2 hours. And I remember him telling me to smile, because apparently I looked mad. So I had the great honor of meeting Rafael. He is not currently in this picture. So the Mariachi Vargas defined mariachi in a new way, because this is the group that started to add in the trumpet. And this was done by a member called Miguel Martinez. And he played trumpet for this group when trumpets weren't necessarily allowed in the mariachi, and they weren't thought of as important into the mariachi. And so he came in, and he was really good. And then he brought in some other students to come into Vargas, and then they started to kind of adapt to it, and they changed the image of mariachi to add the trumpet players in there. Conferences and competitions. We have dreams too. I am not made for football, but I am made for this. I've never been to a mariachi competition before, but there is a wonderful movie called Mariachi High, and this is the cover of it. It was made in 2012, and it follows the story of this group at Zapata High School in Texas who prepare for months to enter into this mariachi competition, and they prepare everything from their uniform to their music to their stage presence to their attitudes. It really does take a lot of work and a lot of dedication to enter into one of these competitions, because you can't just get on the stage and do what you love. You have to do it right, and you have to represent the culture correctly. So this movie follows the story of these high school students. It's not an outsider's point of view. This is a documentary that is made by the students that are doing this and that are going through this and that are preparing for this conference. So I highly recommend that if you would like to learn more about conferences, that you check this out, and competitions. The conferences that I haven't been to are listed right here. There's one in San Antonio, there's one in Tucson, there's one in Albuquerque. These are the most popular that the high school band director promised to take me to, and it never happened. So I'm going to do it myself one of these days. But what these conferences entail, I was able to attend a smaller conference in the small town of Las Vegas, New Mexico. And what happens is we go, and they give us a book full of music, and we learn it in 2 days, and we throw a concert on the next night for our parents. So it's kind of like this honor band. And it's great, and it just brings mariachis from outside of Taos High School, but it brings mariachis from Santa Fe, it brings mariachis from Española, it brings mariachis from all over northern New Mexico, and even southern New Mexico, so we can get together and do what we love. And there's like 300 of us on like one stage like this big. I'm not kidding. So, my adventure with mariachi. What's the point? The point is, this is the reason I'm here. My mariachi director in high school, his name is Negra Song, and he used to be the director here. He is now retired. And when I was in this group in high school, Mariachi de Tigre, I spoke with him about what I wanted to do and the fact that I wanted to make music a permanent part of my life. So he directed me here, and he said that he would still be the director and that I could still follow up with him. And I still do. Even though he's retired, I still follow up with him, and I'm still here, and I'm still carrying on. This is my group from high school, and this is Baby Dre right here in the middle. And we were a huge group. This is the picture that is on the front of our album that we recorded. We recorded our Espectacular live, and we took it in front of the Taos Mountain, and we still have copies for sale 5 years later, so call me. So the reason why I'm here is because of this group, is because if I would never joined this group, auditioned for this group, or played with these elite musicians, I wouldn't be here. So my adventure with Adams State begins with this group. And it will continue on after this, because my plans for the future is to have my own group and to have them record CDs and perform for competitions and take them to conferences that I didn't go to. Where can you find a mariachi? They're here. We exist. The director of Mariachi Corazón de Valle is sitting right here. So if you need a mariachi, please call us. You can contact the music department. You can ask for me. You can ask for Dean. And Dean also has another mariachi right here. There he is. This is Mariachi San Luis, and they are located in San Luis. So there are 2 local mariachi groups that I know of that are local here in the valley. And these are the conchas that I was talking about earlier. I was waiting to get to this picture. So anyway, if you guys need more information, I urge you to call. I urge you to ask for me. I urge you to talk to the music department. I urge you to get more information about it because this is a very special tradition, and I think it really needs to be kept alive, especially here in the valley. This is my works cited. I used one source. Go get this book. Thank you. Questions? I would love to open the floor to questions. Yes, Dr. Doyle.
What are your thoughts on how mariachi can be integrated into the public schools in the valley? Do you feel that that would be something that would be supported, doable, and do you have ideas on what the cost and potential interest would be? I know San Luis, but thinking beyond that town, what are your thoughts on that?
I think it really all starts with interest, and that's why I'm here doing this, because a lot of people have this image of mariachi with the Mexican hat dance, and that's legit. But there's more to it than that, and I think the first step is sparking that interest and really showing people the whole picture so they're not just like, oh, I don't want to teach that because I don't know about it. Know about it, because it's important. And then from there, from that interest, I think it's important to start seeking out what kind of resources that are offered around. The Colorado Music Educators Association CMA conference in Colorado Springs every year sometimes offers clinics on mariachi. I've attended one of these clinics, and they've been given by the mariachi directors of Denver to tell you how to start a program, tell you how to maintain a program. So I highly recommend that if an educator really wants to go further with this, that they seek out these programs and they seek out these directors that are willing to help, because there are resources, they just need to be found. Anybody else? Questions? Think we're good? Thank you. Thank you.